Alfred Adler's birth order theory. Alfred Adler, a well-known psychologist and one of the pioneers of modern psychology, believed that the order in which a person is born into their family, whether they are the oldest, middle, youngest, or only child, has a significant impact on their personality, behavior, and life choices. This idea is known as Adler's birth order theory. Although it may sound simple, this theory provides deep insight into how our family dynamics shape who we become and how we view the world around us. Adler suggested that our position among siblings influences how we learn to deal with challenges, seek attention, and develop our sense of self-worth. Adler observed that every child grows up in a unique psychological environment, even within the same family. This means that the oldest, middle, and youngest children do not have the same experiences, even if they are raised by the same parents. For example, the firstborn experiences a time when they are the only child and have all the attention of their parents. However, when the second child is born, the firstborn suddenly has to share that attention. This change can influence the child's personality development in powerful ways. According to Adler, firstborns often feel a sense of responsibility because they are expected to set an example for younger siblings. They may be more cautious, organized, and achievement-oriented. They tend to follow rules and seek approval from authority figures because they once had to compete for their parents' attention after a younger sibling arrived. Some firstborns may become perfectionists, trying to maintain their special position by excelling in school or work. At the same time, they may also feel threatened or even jealous when a new baby arrives, as it changes their place in the family hierarchy. Middle children, Adler believed, are often in a unique position. They are neither the oldest nor the youngest and may feel like they have to find their own place between their siblings. Because of this, middle children often become good at negotiation and compromise. They might feel less pressure than the firstborn and have more freedom to develop their individuality. However, they may sometimes feel overlooked or neglected because they are not the first or the baby of the family. This can make them more competitive, striving to gain recognition in other areas such as sports, art, or social relationships. Many middle children develop strong social skills and become good peacemakers, as they often try to balance the needs of older and younger siblings. The youngest child, according to Adler, is often the most pampered and protected. Parents and siblings may give them special attention, which can make them feel loved and secure. However, this special treatment can also make them dependent or less responsible. Youngest children often grow up in a family where older siblings have already achieved many things, which may push them to find their own unique identity. They may become charming, outgoing, and creative as a way to attract attention. Some youngest children grow up feeling confident and adventurous, while others may struggle with feelings of inferiority because they are always being compared to their older siblings. Adler also included the concept of the only child in his theory. The only child, who has no siblings to compete with, receives all of their parents' attention. This can lead to a personality that is mature, responsible, and used to adult company. However, it can also make them more sensitive to criticism or less comfortable sharing attention with others. Only children often perform well academically and professionally but may find teamwork or social adjustment challenging because they are used to being the center of attention. It is important to understand that Adler's birth order theory is not a rigid rule. Not every firstborn is responsible, and not every youngest child is spoiled. Personality is shaped by many factors, such as parenting style, culture, gender, and individual experiences. Adler's main idea was that birth order influences how a person interprets their place in the family and how they strive for recognition and belonging. He believed that all human beings have a natural drive to overcome feelings of inferiority and to find significance in their lives. Birth order, in his view, is one of the earliest and most powerful ways this drive takes shape. For example, if a firstborn feels that they have lost their parents' attention after the arrival of a sibling, they may work harder to be successful and win back approval. If a middle child feels unnoticed, they might develop strong friendships outside the family to gain validation. If the youngest child feels dependent, they might use charm or humor to get what they want. The way each child responds to these family dynamics influences their self-esteem, confidence, and style of interaction with others. Adler's theory also helps explain differences in leadership styles, career choices, and social relationships. Many leaders and pioneers have been firstborns, possibly because they were raised with a sense of responsibility and authority. Middle children often succeed in roles that require teamwork and diplomacy. Youngest children are frequently found in creative fields, as they often take risks and think differently. Only children tend to excel in independent tasks and academic settings. The beauty of Adler's birth order theory is that it allows people to reflect on their upbringing and understand themselves better. It encourages people to see how early family roles continue to shape their adult behavior. For instance, someone who always tries to please others may realize that they develop this habit as a way to gain attention as a middle child. Someone who feels the need to control situations may recognize that it comes from their experience as a firstborn trying to maintain authority over younger siblings. Understanding these patterns can help people grow emotionally, break unhealthy habits, and improve their relationships. Critics of the theory argue that it does not apply to everyone and that many exceptions exist. For example, in small families or large families with wide age gaps, birth order may not have a strong influence. Moreover, cultural and economic factors can change how children experience their birth order. However, even with its limitations, Adler's theory remains influential because it connects family experiences to personality development in a simple, relatable way. In everyday life, people often notice patterns that reflect Adler's ideas. Parents may observe that their firstborn is more serious, their middle child is more social, and their youngest is more carefree. Even though these are generalizations, they highlight the role that family structure plays in shaping character. Understanding these differences can help parents treat each child according to their emotional needs rather than assuming the same approach works for everyone. In conclusion, Alfred Adler's birth order theory provides a meaningful way to understand how family position affects personality, behavior, and relationships. It reminds us that every child experiences family life differently and develops unique strengths and challenges as a result. Whether we are the firstborn, middle, youngest, or only child, our early experiences shape how we see ourselves and others. Recognizing this influence helps us grow wiser and more compassionate toward ourselves and the people around us. If you enjoyed learning about Alfred Adler's birth order theory and how it explains the connection between family dynamics and personality, please like this video, share it with others, and subscribe to the channel for more insightful explanations of psychological and sociological theories in simple language.